Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sara Jane, and this is Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls on Gift of Healing TV. The theme of this program is rules. And for those of you that actually saw the quotes that I put on the website for advertising this, things have changed. And I suppose because of when this is being filmed, there are large aspects to do with the coronavirus in respect of rules. And I think the thing, if you like, that saddens me the most is that rules, laws have had to be put in place to make people act thoughtfully and considerately to all. And so I suppose what I'm saying is, what a shame that we actually need rules. But it goes back, doesn't it, all the way to the Bible, and probably before that, with the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not do this, that, and the other. Why do we need rules? Why? Why can't we all act with common decency, thought, care, and consideration of the fact that we are not the only person in this world? Yes, I am a great one for saying, be true to you. But being true to you doesn't mean stockpiling things and buying things so that there's nothing on the shelf for other people. It doesn't mean that you go out and because I'm just not going to put this totally on the coronavirus, because this is something that I felt for a very long time. Sort of abusive behavior, laws coming out about you can't drink in the streets, alcohol, that is, and various other things. And I just think, how come we've got to this stage that it is all about rules? Oh, there's no rule against that. There's no law against that, so we can do it. The fact that it is thoughtless, harmful to yourself or to others, well, yes, sorry. And I suppose this is a very human aspect of me that is coming out in some respects, is why? Why do we need so many rules and laws? Why? And I would really like people to think about that. Now, I know one of the quotes was, these illusions we have, how things should be done, how to be successful, the rules we are supposed to follow, they are just that, an illusion. And in some respects they are, but you can get into an awful lot of trouble if you don't follow them and you get caught. But it's a very human thing, because I think if we all acted from love, and yes, I've talked about tough love in the past, and I'm very serious about tough love, because tough love can be the kindest kind of love. It don't feel like it at the time. But these laws and rules, they are an illusion. It is about, let's take it outside of law, shall we? It's, oh, somebody did something this way the first time, and it was Pablo Picasso that said, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. And so I'm sure when you are taught art and pottery and goodness knows what, many, many other things, when you are taught them, learning to drive is a classic example. You learn to follow the rules of learning to drive, and then you really learn to drive. And that was, I think, I can't remember exactly how it was put to me, but that was the gist of it. You don't truly learn to drive until you've passed your test and you have to get out there on the road and you have to do it. And that is so true with so many things in life. So you learn what you are taught, and then there's nothing to stop you from finding your own way of doing things, thinking outside the box. Me, personally, I am a great believer in finding the easiest and quickest way to do something properly. Not the easiest and quickest way to do something so I can just get it out of the way. It's so that it's done fully, thoroughly, properly, and I haven't got to revisit it. But I always look to find the easiest and quickest way of doing it. I like to say because I'm actually very lazy at heart. And of course, if you find the quickest and easiest way of doing things, then you give yourself more time, or you have the same amount of time, but you have time for things you wish to do. And so, yes, within the quotes, it's about when you are learning, somebody is going to teach you that way of doing it. But when you are actually doing whatever it is, whether you're painting, whether you're even decorating, yes, come to building, if you can find a better, safe, with buildings, obviously, way of doing things, then why not? Why not? There are always going to be progressions. Think about computers, how they started, and the big mainframe bit of a computer took up a whole room in a building. And now look at them. You're wandering around with them in your hand. Not me, because I don't possess one, but sort of, and that's my choice. These phones that people wander around in, they don't need these massive mainframes. It's because people had the first thoughts and then they thought outside the box. They didn't follow those rules. They looked outside of those rules and they found new ways of doing things. So is a rule the right word? It's a way of doing things. And do we learn from history? Or do we just say, oh yes, but we're in a different time now, so we can do exactly the same as they did in history and find we get exactly the same result because we're following what they did? Have we not learnt in our own lives that something happens the very first time and we react, and that becomes a learned behavior? So if you like, it sets a little rule within us of, oh, that happens, that's how I react. But you always end up with exactly the same outcome. And it's not usually a good one. And it comes around again. Whereas if you can, okay, last time that's what I did, and now I've got a similar situation again because it's come back to bite me. How about if I try changing how I react to bring about a different outcome? Is that not what some of the rules of life about? So I know I started about rules and laws that are a real frustration to me, but then there are other rules that don't, I suppose, they go into law. So I've covered two aspects of rules. Think about both aspects. Those that the lawmakers have to make a law about to try and make us behave in the way they want us to. But actually, aren't usually those laws, most of them, I'm not saying they all are, very sensible and actual common sense, the way people should react and behave? And then, of course, the rules I'm talking about, the way you are taught at school, the way you're taught to drive, the way you're taught to paint, the way you're taught to do whatever. Progression of anything would not happen. Think about operations and how they can, how things used to be and how they are today. If people hadn't thought outside the box, they wouldn't progress. So in that respect, the rules are an illusion. But I think we do have to understand that rules in some respects are an illusion, and in other respects are to do with law and trying to maintain order. And that's the sad one to me, is that those rules have to exist. So that's a double point tonight. And regardless of obviously what we've got going on at the moment, and I do hope everybody is keeping well, keeping safe, and by staying in, I'm not going there. We hear enough about it, but I do obviously hope everyone's keeping safe all the time. Yeah, all the time, regardless. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Next week, I'm going to be sharing a meditation. Again, because of so much that is going on, it's Heart Flame. And it's about bringing love to ourselves. It's an exercise that sort of increases the love with ourselves. Love is the greatest healer. It really is the greatest healer. And that's what this is about for me, is sharing a meditation that hopefully empowers the love within ourselves. So I hope you will join me for that. Do feel free. There are loads of videos on the Gift of Healing TV website, giftofhealingtv.com. If there's anything that I've shared in this program or others, please feel free to comment on the website. If you'd prefer it was a more personal share and not shared on the website, giftofhealingtv@gmail.com. Please don't hesitate to contact me. In the meantime, take care, be safe. Namaste.